There comes a point when you start noticing the little things. Getting out of bed feels slower. Your balance isn't what it used to be. You catch yourself holding the handrail a little tighter, or avoiding certain chores because they just take too much out of you. And maybe you've thought, this must be what aging feels like. But here's something you might not hear enough. Your body hasn't given up on you. In fact, it's quietly waiting for you to give it a little attention. The kind that doesn't require hours of exercise, expensive trainers, or complex routines. Just a few minutes. Done the right way with purpose. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 short daily habits that are helping older adults feel stronger, steadier, and more in control again, physically and mentally. We're not talking about dramatic changes overnight, but if you give these a chance, even for a week or two, you might notice something surprising. Less stiffness in the morning, better balance walking across the room, a little more energy during the day. Small shifts, but they add up. This is about helping you feel capable, not younger but better. Because real strength at this stage of life isn't about lifting heavy weights or running marathons. It's about getting through your day with confidence, without pain, and without fear of losing your independence. And no, you don't need to be in perfect shape to start. You don't need special equipment or a schedule cleared out for hours. You just need 3 minutes, a bit of patience, and the willingness to try something new. So here's what I ask, watch all the way through. You might not expect much at first, but by the time we get to the 5th step, you'll understand why these few minutes each day can make such a big difference. And if you're ready to take back that sense of control, even just a little, let me know in the comments by saying, I'm ready. All right, let's begin. 1. Morning joint activation. When you wake up in the morning, do you ever feel like your body is just not quite ready to move? Your joints may be stiff, your knees might ache a bit, and maybe even the simplest movements feel more difficult than they should. You're definitely not alone in this. The good news is, there's a way to feel better quickly with just a few simple movements that'll help activate your joints and get your body ready for the day ahead. The goal here isn't flexibility, it's freedom of movement. By activating your joints first thing in the morning, you're helping to reduce that stiffness and increase mobility. And the best part is, these movements don't require any special equipment, and they can be done sitting or standing, depending on what's most comfortable for you. Let's start with ankle rolls. Sit on the edge of your bed or stand if that feels better and lift one foot off the ground. Slowly roll your ankle in a full circle, first clockwise, then counterclockwise. Do this for about 10 seconds each direction. Repeat with the other foot. This simple movement helps get your blood flowing and wakes up your ankles and lower legs. Next, try knee bends. Stand up slowly and gently bend and straighten your knees, moving in a slow and controlled way. Don't go too deep, just enough to feel the movement in your joints and muscles. These knee bends will help loosen up your knees and hips, and they're especially good for improving your overall leg mobility. And don't forget about your shoulders. Shoulder rolls are another great way to ease tension and activate your upper body. Lift your shoulders toward your ears, then roll them back and down, making a full circular motion. Do this for 10 seconds in each direction. This feels fantastic, especially if you've been lying down for hours, and it helps release any tension you might have built up in your neck and shoulders. I want to tell you about Edward, a gentleman who's 81 years old and has made these joint activation movements a part of his daily routine. Edward used to feel so stiff in the mornings that it was hard to get out of bed. But after just a few weeks of doing these simple exercises every morning, he noticed a huge difference. The stiffness eased up, his movements became smoother, and he was able to do things he hadn't been able to do comfortably for years. These movements don't take much time, just a few minutes in the morning, but they can make a huge impact on how you feel throughout the day. By doing these gentle exercises regularly, you'll start noticing that you feel more mobile, more energized, and more in control of your body. 2. Deep breathing reset. Have you ever felt overwhelmed or stressed, and noticed that it's harder to focus, harder to think clearly, or even harder to move? Stress can affect every part of your body. Your muscles tense up, your heart rate increases, and your mind feels clouded. It's something we all experience, especially as we get older. But did you know that there's a simple and incredibly effective way to counteract the stress in just a few minutes? That's right, it's deep breathing. This is one of the easiest and most powerful ways to reduce stress, calm your mind, and improve your overall mental clarity. And the best part? Takes almost no effort at all. Here's how to do it. Sit comfortably, either in a chair or on your bed. Take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely. Hold the breath for just a moment, and then slowly exhale through your mouth, allowing your body to relax with each breath. Try to focus on making the exhale longer than the inhale. For example, you might inhale for a count of 4, and then exhale for a count of 6. Do this for about 5 minutes. Sounds simple, but trust me, it works. This deep breathing technique isn't just for relaxation. It also helps to reduce your stress hormone levels and boosts the flow of oxygen to your brain. When you're stressed, your body produces more of the hormone cortisol, which can lead to fatigue, weight gain, and even muscle soreness. By breathing deeply, you can lower those cortisol levels and improve your overall well-being. Let me tell you about Linda, who's 77 years old. She used to feel constantly overwhelmed by the stress in her life. There was always something on her mind, and she noticed that it was affecting her mood and energy levels. But Linda discovered deep breathing exercises and decided to try them every morning. Within just a week, she noticed that she felt less anxious and more at peace with herself. Her mind was clearer, and she felt like she had more control over her emotions. Now, Linda uses deep breathing whenever she feels stressed during the day. Whether she's dealing with a tough situation or just trying to relax before bed, she knows that breathing deeply can bring her back to a calm, centered place. Remember, you don't need any fancy gadgets or complicated routines to feel this benefit. Energy starts with your breath, not with caffeine or pills. By practicing deep breathing, you're giving yourself a moment of peace, something so simple yet so powerful. So, my question for you is this. When you feel stressed, what's your go-to method for calming down? I'd love to hear how you manage your stress. And if you haven't tried deep breathing before, give it a shot tomorrow morning and see how you feel. Your mind and body will thank you. 3. Leg activation routine. It's easy to overlook how much our legs do for us until they start feeling weak or stiff. But think about it for a moment. When you wake up, your legs are the first thing that needs to get going. If you start your day by just rushing out of bed and onto your feet, you might be setting yourself up for a day of discomfort, fatigue, or even a little struggle. Now, imagine if you could change that in just a few minutes every morning. That's where a simple leg activation routine can make a huge difference. It's not about running marathons or doing intense workouts. It's about getting your legs moving and your blood flowing. In fact, it's one of the most effective ways to set yourself up for success throughout the day. Let me tell you about Walter, a 64-year-old man who used to feel like his legs were filled with lead when he got out of bed. He'd blame it on age or arthritis or just the daily wear and tear. But he soon realized that just by spending a few minutes each morning focusing on his legs, he could wake them up in the best way possible. He started small. Seated marches, gentle toe raises, and calf lifts while holding onto a chair. That's it. No complicated movements, no sweat, just simple activation. Within a couple of weeks, Walter noticed something incredible. His legs felt lighter, his balance improved, and he didn't feel so sluggish getting through his day. And it wasn't just a fluke. It was the power of consistency. It's about connecting with your body and giving your legs the attention they need first thing in the morning. This routine doesn't need to be intense or painful. Actually, if it feels uncomfortable, you're likely overdoing it. The goal here is gentle movement, control, and connection. You want to feel your feet making contact with the ground, your calf muscles gently engaging, and your thighs waking up. It's that simple moment of awareness, reminding your body, I'm here, and I'm ready for the day. So why does it work so well? It's all about blood flow. When you activate your leg muscles, you help pump fresh blood through your lower body, supporting not just your muscles but also your joints, circulation, and nerve health. For those who deal with swelling or pain in their feet or legs, this small habit can make a noticeable difference in your daily comfort. And here's the beauty of it. You don't need any fancy equipment or hours of exercise. You just need 3 minutes every morning to get your legs moving and your body aligned. That's it. Over time, these small movements help build a foundation of strength and balance that makes all the difference. Strong legs aren't just about being able to walk without pain. They represent your freedom. The freedom to move with ease, to carry your own groceries, or even to get up from a chair without that struggle. It's about holding onto your independence, no matter what your age. So if you haven't already made a habit of waking up your legs, tomorrow might be the perfect time to start. Give it a try, just 3 minutes. Your legs will thank you. 4. Anti-inflammatory breakfast choice. One of the sneaky culprits behind stiff, painful joints as we age is inflammation. It doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't show up suddenly. It creeps in quietly, building over time, making our muscles weaker and our joints stiffer. Before we know it, we start feeling achy in places we never imagined. What's even more surprising is that much of this inflammation starts long before we feel it. It often begins with what we put on our plate, especially first thing in the morning. Breakfast might seem like a simple meal, but it sets the tone for the entire day. If you're fueling your body with processed sugars, refined carbs, or oils that cause inflammation, you're giving your body a heads up for a day filled with sluggishness, stiffness, and discomfort. But here's the good news. A simple change to your breakfast routine can have a big impact on how you feel. You don't need to overhaul everything. Just one small change can turn your mornings around. And that's where anti-inflammatory foods like wild blueberries come in. These tiny fruits may seem ordinary, but they're packed with antioxidants and compounds that fight inflammation and oxidative stress throughout your body, especially in those lower joints that often take the brunt of wear and tear. Take Elaine, for example. At 77, Elaine was still committed to her morning walks, but by the end of the day, her knees would swell and ache. She thought it was just part of getting older. But when we took a closer look at her meals, we realized she was starting each day with sweetened yogurt and white toast, both of which contribute to inflammation. So we suggested a simple swap. A bowl of oats topped with wild blueberries, a handful of walnuts, and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Within weeks, Elaine said she could walk longer distances without feeling that deep, nagging ache in her legs. It wasn't magic. It was science. By making that one small change, she was feeding her body the nutrients it needed to fight inflammation, rather than letting inflammation continue to drain her strength. The best part is you don't need to go hunting for special ingredients or buy expensive foods. Frozen wild blueberries are available at most grocery stores, and you don't need to worry about getting the organic version. What matters most is consistency. When you start giving your body what it needs to fight inflammation, it will respond, not just with less pain but with more strength. You'll notice it in the way you move, the way you stand, and even in how quickly your body recovers after a long day. And the beauty of this is that it's not just about blueberries. There are plenty of other anti-inflammatory options to add to your breakfast. Turmeric, for example, is a powerhouse spice that's been used for centuries for its anti-inflammatory properties. Chia seeds are rich in omega-3s and fiber, both of which support joint health. And don't forget leafy greens. They're loaded with essential nutrients that help keep inflammation at bay. Whether you make a smoothie, a warm bowl, or even toss these ingredients into your favorite breakfast cereal, it doesn't have to be complicated. The method doesn't matter nearly as much as the habit, because over time, these simple choices build a foundation for stronger, more flexible legs, and a healthier, more energetic you. 5. Omega-3 from cold water fish. There's something truly remarkable about the way nature provides exactly what we need, if we just know where to look. When it comes to keeping your legs strong, stable, and energized, the ocean offers one of the most effective secrets. Cold water fish. Fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines aren't just tasty meals. They're an excellent source of omega-3 fatty acids that benefit your muscles, joints, and circulation, especially as we get older. One of the primary reasons many older adults experience weakness or discomfort in their legs isn't just muscle loss. It's the inflammation that can build up in the blood vessels. When circulation slows, your legs, being the furthest from your heart, are the first to suffer. But omega-3s, found in cold water fish, help by relaxing the blood vessels and reducing inflammation, allowing more oxygen-rich blood to reach your lower limbs. This not only supports muscle recovery but also improves joint health. Take Walter, for example. At 82, he felt like his legs were heavy and sluggish, especially when climbing stairs. Despite not being overweight or suffering from arthritis, his circulation was sluggish, and his doctor advised him to make dietary changes. Walter started incorporating salmon into his meals twice a week, and after just a couple of months, he shared a story with me that I'll never forget. My legs don't argue with me anymore. They actually cooperate. What made the difference was the steady flow of omega-3s calming the inflammation in his blood vessels, allowing his muscles to recover and his legs to feel more stable. Now, if you don't enjoy fish, don't worry. There are other options. Omega-3 supplements, especially those derived from algae oil, are a great alternative. What's crucial is consistency. Even simple, affordable fish like sardines, packed in cans and easily available, can make a big impact on your leg health if eaten regularly. What you don't eat also plays a role. Walter made another smart change. He reduced his intake of red meat and processed deli foods, both of which can contribute to thicker blood and poorer circulation. It's not just about adding the good, but also reducing the bad. Small changes can make a huge difference. It's not about overhauling your entire lifestyle. It's about adding the right foods consistently. And with those changes, you'll begin to feel the benefits. Stronger, more stable legs and better circulation. This isn't about turning back the clock or chasing youth. It's about honoring your body with the right choices that support its needs. Age doesn't define your strength, habits do. When you feel more confident in your movements, it shifts everything. You walk with purpose, you stand taller, and you feel more stable when you get up from a chair. That freedom, physical and emotional, is priceless. So, I challenge you, choose one of the foods we've discussed today, even if it's just a small addition to your daily routine, and see the difference it can make. Take action, and over time, watch how your body responds. When you start to notice the improvements, come back and share your story with us. Thank you for being here today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below to tell us which tip resonated with you and how you plan to make it part of your life. Your feedback fuels us and helps us keep creating meaningful content for you. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. It helps us continue bringing you valuable information. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to sharing more with you soon.